Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. If you're new or you aren't sure what that means, WIP stands for work in progress. In this case, I'm going to be doing a diamond painting, and Chat just means we're going to chat and catch up a little bit today. So I do these every Monday morning, schedule allowing, and always enjoy catching up with you as I'm wrapping up my weekend. It's Sunday evening, and looking forward to hopefully making a little progress in my current diamond painting project. So I have tried to start this a couple of times now, and we're going to just see. There might be a couple little stops and starts if this one sticks, just because my youngest kiddo is sick and I'm keeping a very close ear out for him. I'm filming because I kind of need the distraction for myself. So, but don't worry, I live in a small space and I can absolutely hear him if he is, if he needs me. So anyway, diamond painting wise, what I'm working on is a kit called Love Bard. I think I don't have the image handy. I usually have the sticker handy and I don't seem to see it here. But it's by Rosie Scribbles and it's from Diamond Art Club. It's a little bit bigger piece. It's 65 by 83 centimeters. And I've split it into, we've got it sideways right now. I've split it into 7 rows and we're just starting in on row 3 of 7. So not halfway there yet. This is what I was kidding up with you in last week's WIP and Chat with all 97 glorious colors. So I have 2 Elizabeth Ward trays here and also grabbed some accessories. So this pen is from Swampwood Designs. I got from one of their drops a while back. The tray is from Unimade. I thought the color palette was perfect for this particular kit. This is a minder that a very, very amazing subscriber created and gave to me. It's been like 4 years now, and I'm not sure if they still watch my channel, but there was this one and then 1 or 2 others that just mean a whole lot to me. But the original sticker is from a shop that has since closed. It was called Awesome something and spelled AUSOME. Autistic shop owner, and I like supporting, shops that are from my fellow neurodivergent friends. So that's my cover minder today. And this, I just grabbed what I had handy because it's kind of a crazy evening. I usually try to grab a little bit of variety. I think I used this in my last WIP and Chat. This is Not Your Mama's Mud and the scent Warm Fuzzies. And then this is Beneath the Stars is the name of this particular scent of putty. It's from Diamond Painting Putty by Cat, and they're in the UK, Crafting Cat UK. She has a channel too that I really enjoy a lot, and I like her putty a lot. So let me go ahead and clean out the old stuff in here and load it up with fresh, which is just kind of a part of my little routine with getting started in my WIP and Chats. So anyway, hello, how are you today? I hope that you are doing well. I just, I feel like I'm in just a little bit of a funk. I kind of thought, do I want to go ahead and cancel this week's WIP and Chat or just bump it? But like I said, I just kind of feel like for a variety of reasons, I need the distraction, and I'm hoping that you guys are always incredibly supportive. You would have been, of course, I'm sure supportive if I would have said, hey, I got to just take this week off or I got to bump this WIP and Chat. But you're also very kind and encouraging about reminding me to it's okay to not be okay. And goodness knows I preach that to you guys an awful lot. So I should try to live by what I say as well. So okay, put that washi tape in there to see if that helps us be a little bit more secure. I think that worked. Okay. Let me go ahead and load up the putty and we'll kind of dive into this. So I've been working on this on and off for the past week since I kitted it up with you. Have I not used this putty before? I don't think I've used this exact putty. I've used putty from Crafting Cat UK often, and I really like it, but I guess I never broke into this one. It's so pretty. I feel bad to to break it up, but all right. Yeah, so I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself right now. Because goodness knows, there's a lot. And it's, what did I see? I saw something earlier this week that said, I've seen it go around this little image where it's my desire to stay informed is clashing directly with my desire to stay sane and take care of my mental health. And I'm that's it. That sounds about right. So And then like also physical health. We've just been a bit under the weather. But anyway, I'll save that for a little bit later. So those of you that are just like, I just want to hear about diamond painting and get to relax a little bit. That's what I prefer to start off with anyway. So yeah, this kit's been really fun to work on. I took a very brief break from it to work on that mini dazzle set over the course of a couple of days, and now I'm back to it. And I will tell you what, there's really, really something, I'm a broken record, I know. There's just really something about working on a kit that you love it. You love the artwork, and it's like, oh, I'm excited to pull this out and get to see okay, what's going to be in this next section. I have definitely found it to be true what I've seen some friends and fellow diamond painters say about this particular kit, which is that this just seems to have something in each section. So it's almost like each time you complete a section, you're seeing something come to life. So this is, okay, so the bard is over here. Like this is her arm going up. Again, we're sideways. Her face is just up there. This is like the top of her outfit right here. This is her stomach. So hopefully that kind of orients you a little bit. This is like this is a little stand that has a lollipop sticking out of it. And this is her hair right here. So just to give you a sense of kind of the different things that we're working on in this particular section. So anyway, I love working on this kit. I don't know what else to say. It has the like really, really, really faceted square diamonds from Diamond Art Club, the ones that almost look like pyramids up at the top, which I think are they moving kind of back away from that a little bit. I feel like they're kind of always playing with sort of different like kinds of numbers of facets or styles of facets or something, and sometimes I'm just really oblivious to it, and I'm just like, I just know what it's like to actually diamond paint with them. Oh, my cat just sneezed. But this one's going well. It's also a really, really big difference from the kit that I opened this year with, which was Found Love in a Frosty Place, aka Fixer Uppers. The square drills in that kit compared to the square drills in this kit could not be farther like opposite from each other. These are just, they're so easy to work with. Like I can multi-place with ease. The diamonds aren't like wanting to like be fussy. Like they're just really easily sticking to the canvas. I'm like, oh my gosh. Comparing Diamond Art Club from, 5 years ago to now is, hold on, is that right? Yeah. Is like working on kits back to back like this is a surefire way to see that difference and to feel it in action. So, yeah, definitely got to say I prefer these. And so this kit I'll work on, for the time being, and it's okay. So I have plans to go out of town starting on Thursday, right? But just given like the illness situation, there is a solid possibility at this point that I may have to bump that trip, and which is going to be a huge bummer. But like I'm not looking to like get sick, and it's a little scary to fly right now and stuff. So if I go on my trip though, I'm not taking this kit with me, and it'll just wait at home for me to get back. I'll just be gone for a long weekend, and I'm planning to kit up the kit So Curious, which is a Little Mermaid kit from Diamond Art Club. And Little Mermaid's my favorite Disney princess. I know it's like kind of really going out of style, like the whole Disney adult thing. I like to think I'm not too obnoxious about like enjoying Disney things. But I just am so happy that we have these kits at Diamond Art Club, and I need to work on one of their like officially licensed Disney kits ASAP. So with the Disney diamond painting along that Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper is doing, I thought, oh, this will be perfect. Like I'll use this as my time to work on that Little Mermaid kit. So I'll travel with that one and then come back and work on this one. I just didn't want to have to try to travel with 2 Elizabeth Ward storage containers and this big canvas. I mean, I could. Southwest has 2 free checked bags, so I could go really crazy if I wanted to. But I don't know. I think it'll be easier. So this kit will be waiting for me, and then I can maybe work on it right around Valentine's Day. Maybe finish it around Valentine's Day. We'll just kind of have to see how that ends up working out. But I'll be sad to have to put this one aside because, like I said, just loving it. Also, Also, a little sort of check for myself is when I decided to kind of impulse work on that Lunar New Year mini dazzle set, which I did partly for a video, an unboxing video, and also because I was just like in the Lunar New Year kind of spirit. I liked the idea of working on this kit to sort of celebrate, like, yay, it's Lunar New Year. But then I was like, well, now I need to complete all 6 of these canvases because I want to have that, like, it's finished. I don't want to just sort of leave it hanging because I'm not going to want to come back to it. Certainly not when it's not like around the Lunar New Year season. And I was like, this is a really good example of the difference I feel in working on a kit that I just am really excited about versus the kit that I just sort of am like, okay, sure, like, why not about, and just really encompasses sort of this goal, epitomizes, I guess is more the word for it, this goal that I have for this year to just like, okay, we're focusing on kits that bring joy, that bring lots of joy. So, and so sort of speaking of my goals for 2025, as I was doing my month in review for January, I was thinking like, okay, let's do like a little check-in and see how do I feel like I'm doing on my goals so far. How do I feel like I'm doing with my 2025 goals? I feel like, the whole 20 kits for 2025 that I did in that video a couple weeks ago, like I really truly don't think I'm actually going to work on all 20 of those kits. I think that that's just going to be like a reference. Like I can go back to that if I want to. So I just have to remind myself, like, it's okay. I don't have to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out if I'm hearing one of my kids upstairs. I think it's the cat. I have to hold it loosely. I don't have to try to push myself to complete all 20 of those kits. Because I complete one, I think maybe one of them in January. So I just, if I knock out maybe like one kit a month from that list of 20, then like that, maybe I'll call that a win. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought it would be interesting to sort of just check in on that each month. I also thought it would be fun. I don't know if I'm going to really hate doing this because I had to go back and actually physically count the drills on Found Love in a Frosty Place, but I had this idea that, why don't I count the number of diamonds in each of the projects that I complete this year and tally that up to have like a year-end total of like how many diamonds did I place in 2025. And so for like Found Love in a Frosty Place, that was a kit that Diamond Art Club hadn't like provided the drill count when that kit came out. At least, well, to be fair, I didn't go check on the website. I just assumed. So I just counted. I didn't literally count every drill on the canvas. We did some, length times width to figure that one out. And I know that there's formulas out there actually that are like, it's this many drills per, centimeter or inch or whatever. But diamond painting companies change their grids sometimes. And so me wanting to be as accurate as possible, I'm like, I don't trust that. So it's like, if the company has provided the number of drills that are on the kit, I'll go off of that. But otherwise, I don't want to use a formula because I'm just a stickler for accuracy. It sounds so silly. Because what's the big deal? But I guess I just want to have an accurate count. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to try to do. Speaking of that month in review video, I hear your feedback loud and clear, and I am honestly really completely in agreement with you. Feedback on whether or not whether you guys liked the style of that month in review video where I did it, where it was face-to-face and as opposed to like an overhead style. And as I was going back and editing it last night, I was like, yeah, I definitely think I want to next time do it overhead style. So I was already thinking that. And then to see a lot of you saying after I asked, for feedback, to say like, I just, I can see the canvases a little bit more clearly. And it's not that I don't want to see your face. I didn't take it that way. Because the point of a month in a review video is I want to be able to actually show you the canvases and be able to talk about them and you to be able to see what I'm talking about. And it didn't help that like nearly all the canvases I was showing you they were big. They were really big. It was hard to show them. So I thought, well, if these had all been small canvases, like the mini dazzles were fine and easy, but like the big canvases, it was just clumsy. So I was like, okay, well, maybe like an intro and outro could be face to face. I don't know. I'm finding my rhythm. I'm having fun kind of trying out different things to sort of see like what works, like what do I like, what do you guys seem to enjoy, and I'm really, I'm having fun with it. I was a little bit nervous at first because there's something that's nerve-wracking about showing your face and kind of opening yourself up for commentary on your physical features, which I know some of you have said like it's crazy that I've never seen people do that, etc., etc. But I don't know. I had, even with overhead videos, it's been several years since this happened. By the way, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm very scatterbrained. I feel like I'm talking really fast and like shifting between thoughts really quickly. And I'm really sorry if I'm leaving you just in the dust. There's just a lot going on that I promise I will elaborate later and not just sit here and vague book about. But what was I even saying? Oh, a few years ago, there were a couple of different times where I got comments on my hands. I'm not even kidding. People being like, oh, your hands look like they're dirty, or I don't know, something else. I don't even remember what the other one is because it was just that long ago and it was just so absurd and laughable that I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, okay. So I guess that's why it's like I have had people comment even just on my hands. It's not out of the realm of possibility that like someone would be like, how's that double chin going over there? Like it just, anyway. So I'm not feeling as nervous about it, and I'm just finding myself enjoying it and feeling like it feels like I like that way of connecting, I guess. There's a lot I can do with overhead like this, but there's something that's nice about chatting more face to face. So, and what else? Anyway, so yes, I hear your feedback on that month in review video, and I'm on the same page as you. And next month, I want to do more overhead, at least if not for all of the video, at least the part where I'm showing you the canvases. So anyway, did you guys see that Geneva Bowers is the Diamond Art Club? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love that Diamond Art Club is doing some releases for Black History Month again this year. Totally on board with this and love to see it, and seeing POC artists being supported and showcased as well. And so Geneva Bowers, I adore her artwork. And I wanted to tell you guys something. I don't know if, especially if you're newer to the diamond painting world, you might not necessarily know, but Geneva Bowers back in 2020 and I think part of 2021 had her artwork licensed with Distracted by Diamonds, a small shop. One of my very, very, very favorite finishes to this date is a kit by Geneva Bowers from Distracted by Diamonds called Dawn. Anytime anyone asks me, like, what's your favorite diamond painting you've ever completed? Like that just will always and forever, I think, remain one of my top favorites. There have been others that have kind of made their way up there, like a top 3, but at every once in a while, there's one that might take the number 1 spot and bump Dawn down, but just that's always, I feel like, going to be one of the very, very first kits that I think of. It's beautiful. Distracted by Diamonds did an amazing job with rendering it, and Distracted by Diamonds was one of those companies. They were one of the very first diamond painting small shops to begin with, and they just have such a commitment to like diversity, and I loved that about them from day one. I still do. Still love Distracted by Diamonds. It's also known as Patty Wax on Etsy. I like using, I haven't used Patty Wax in a while. I like their Patty Wax in my single placer. It works great. It was one of my very first like wax alternatives, like besides the pink wax that comes with the kits that I had tried. So anyway, then I remember noticing like, oh gosh, it seems like, we haven't seen any new Geneva Bowers releases in a while. And eventually found out, it was later on down the road, I think. I don't remember the exact timeline of things. I mean, that was several years ago at this point. But on down the road, came to find out that apparently, if I'm remembering correctly, and, if what I was told was correct, just given those disclaimers, she had stopped licensing her artwork out because she was so upset at seeing her artwork popping up on like AliExpress and stuff, like stolen. She hadn't licensed it to them, but because she felt like because it had gotten so popular, I might be misstating this, but if I'm remembering correctly, it's that because she felt like because her diamond painting had gotten so popular, her artwork had gotten so popular that was just why it's, it started getting stolen and shown on like AliExpress, and she's not getting any kickbacks from that. And it's stolen artwork, like she didn't give permission for that. So I feel like that just is one of many examples of why licensed artwork is really important. It affects, not just the artist in this case, obviously, like they're the absolute top person and most important person that's affected, but like that had a negative impact. Like we as diamond painters, we felt the impact. The small shop felt the impact, and it's like we no longer have access to this artist's work as diamond paintings, to get to enjoy them as diamond paintings and to support her through this because of stolen artwork and someone stealing her artwork to use. And so I have no idea what sort of changed. I honestly, I don't know. I haven't asked, and it's not my business, but I just was very happily surprised to see her artwork pop up in Diamond Art Club's voting a little while back. And so there's 3 kits that are releasing tomorrow, and I haven't bought any kits in several weeks, and I just feel like I want to buy one in sort of celebration and support of her, joining and Diamond Art Club and licensing out her diamond paintings again. It's a real treat, and her artwork, her use of color is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I really love it, and I'm excited to see what's to come. So you guys will have to let me know if you're planning to pick up any of those tomorrow. I'm curious also to see, like, is it going to sell out quickly? I don't know. I think it might. I think it really might. But yeah, good stuff. I think that's kind of the main stuff I have as far as like diamond painting updates go. So as far as what's been going on and why I'm kind of like scatterbrained and all over the place, the long story short is that I'm pretty sure that my kids and Adam have/had norovirus, and I am just like, I feel like I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for it to hit me. So I'm going to try not to like get at all like descriptive because it's gross, but basically they definitely caught it from, they had gone to a movie like with my husband had taken Connor and my nephew to a movie. My nephew had been sick like a day or two prior, and I just don't think they knew that it was, quite possibly norovirus, because I guess norovirus numbers are super high this year. Like even our pediatrician mentioned it when we were at the kids checkup a couple weeks ago. And the thing with norovirus is that, well, stomach bugs in general, like stomach viruses, are super contagious. Super, super, super contagious anyway. Norovirus, as I was kind of, desperately researching to see what's the best way to kind of like, I don't know, prevent the spread of germs like at home, and what should we do? It's like the germs, like the virus, can stick around. You can be contagious for like up to 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks after you're done being sick. So that's kind of nightmare scenario. But Adam and Connor both got sick on Monday, and horribly sick. I have never, like, it was bad, you guys. Like, again, not getting graphic, but like Adam couldn't stop shaking like for hours after he was finally able to like get into bed. I felt terrible. Connor and Adam, thankfully, both like after that, like they were feeling much, much, much better within 24 hours. But I was just on edge thinking, okay, Micah and I, are we going to catch it? Because I just kept thinking, like, especially for Micah, who with some of his just challenges with some of his special needs and like with his age and everything, I'm like, it's just, he's not going to know how to handle this. We've, dealt with this kind of thing before, and I just kept thinking, please, 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 like if I get it, fine, but please let Micah not get it. I thought that we were in the clear because that Adam and Connor went down Monday, and I was just going around with the Clorox wipes and trying to distance as much as possible, washing hands. FYI, washing hands is much better than hand sanitizer because of how the virus cells, like, just how they are. Like, washing your hands with soap and water breaks down like the barrier and kills them better than like antibacterial gel does. And then bleach apparently is your friend for cleaning surfaces. So that was Monday for them. I tried to take, all these measures and everything. And then it was yesterday. It was yesterday, midday. So Saturday, midday. Micah got sick. And I was like, shoot. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we were doing so well. Like, what happened? And the thing is by the end of the day yesterday, he had perked up a ton. He was actually demanding that he eat something. And so we, ate a couple of things, let him eat a couple of things that were just very, very light, like safe foods. The brat diet is the way to go when you've got stomach bug. And he seemed to be okay. He didn't get sick again yesterday. He did spike a low-grade fever last night, which that's like a thing that he does when he's got a virus, is he'll spike these low-grade fevers in the evenings. Don't know what that's about, but and then he woke up this morning, Sunday morning, bouncing off the walls. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, he's feeling a lot better. This is great. But then noticed later and he was kind of eating mostly normally during the day again, still trying to keep it pretty light. But then I saw, he's not really wanting to eat his dinner tonight. He had a bit of a low-grade fever right at bedtime again. And then as I was kind of setting up and getting ready to do my WIP and Chat, I heard him start to get sick upstairs. And I was like, no, shoot, poor buddy. And I had to go and I actually had to take him out and and we had to hop in, have him hop in the bath to rinse. It was bad. Rinse off. I had to change all of his bedding and just comfort him and everything. Poor guy. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know how to sort of handle all of this. And so I just felt so terrible for him. And so he's back in bed and seems to be sleeping soundly at this point. I'm listening very intently, with one ear here. And just hoping that, got nothing in his stomach now. So hopefully he just sleeps, soundly through the night. So, and again, I can't tell if I just have sort of sympathy nausea or if if I'm next. So I'm just really, 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 really hoping and praying that I'm not, because I hate it. I hate that kind of being sick. Okay, enough talk about that. More just generally speaking, no details. It's just really, really, really difficult. I feel like when you're a parent and your kids are sick. I was just grabbing a quick sip of ginger ale. It's I feel like it's just way harder on you when your kids are sick. Because your heart hurts for them. You're like, I just wish that I could, take this away, make it all better. And yeah, so that's me right now. So I'm I hate that you're sick so much. I hate that this is happening. So obviously, Micah won't be going to school tomorrow. Connor is good. He missed 3 days of school last week. In large part because we just were really overabundance of caution. We're it can be contagious for a little while. We want to at least give us the best chance of not passing. It's not like you can't miss 2 weeks of school. So just based on school guidelines and stuff, we made the best decision that we could. We did keep him home an extra day more than we probably would have if it would have just been a cold or something, but just want to really, really want to play it safe. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but last week, or the week before, we had gotten an email note from the district because over half of Micah's class was out sick for a couple of days that week. And it's just a automatic thing they send out when there's that many kids sick. It's just here's a reminder of illness guidelines and all that, which I'm like, is it the idea that they're following that because people are keeping their kids home? But then again, it's like maybe they sent that out because someone's didn't follow the illness guidelines and sent their kids when they shouldn't have, and that's why. I don't know. But I just, we tend to play it really safe. I try to try to put myself in the shoes of the other parents and go, okay, if my kid were one of, how do I word this where it makes sense? I just try to put myself in the other parent's shoes. So I'm like, if I were the other parent, would I be okay with Micah going to school, like with as healthy or sick as he is? Would I be comfortable with that level of exposure? That's kind of the guideline I try to use for myself. I try to be an empathetic person. I try to make, good decisions, but this time of year can be rough. I feel like last year we actually did pretty well. Like the kids weren't as sick as often. And honestly, this year we had been doing pretty well, but ever since we got back from Christmas break, it's been the stomach bug in particular really is just kicking our butts. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. I also, like, in the midst of the kids getting sick, I was feeling pretty stressed because of just, like, I'm not going to go, like, hard into politics here or anything, but, like, some of the things that were happening or potentially happening this week were looking like they were going to have a direct impact, like, on our family and our current insurance situation. And this is, like, literally on top of same day that, like, Adam and Connor are horribly sick. And I'm, like, flashing back a little bit to when Connor was incredibly sick a few years ago. If you were here, I would guess that you'd remember me talking about it and sharing about it. But Connor was horribly, horribly sick. We thought it was just a stomach bug. And then it went on long enough. He wasn't keeping food down, and we would take him to the pediatrician and kind of decide, okay, well, let's monitor a little bit longer, so on and so forth. Ultimately ended up taking him to Chalk ER, thinking that it was dehydration, that he just needed some fluids at that point to perk up. Came to find out that no, he had, in the simplest words, he had a blockage, like a major, major blockage in his intestine that resulted in emergency stomach surgery. He still has like a good 4-inch scar at this point, and not going to go into details, but it was emergency surgery. It was extremely scary, and not to like over exaggerate, like this isn't hyperbole. It was traumatizing, and we're still unpacking like some of the things as the result of that. I think he was young enough. He asks about it sometimes, but he doesn't remember a ton about it because he was 6 at the time. And he actually has been asking about it a little bit more lately, and I've tried to kind of get a sense for what all he remembers and stuff like that. And he doesn't seem to like associate fear or like pain with it necessarily. So like that's good. But anyway, all this to say, I'm thinking as we're all, as Connor and Adam are super sick, and I'm worried about Mike and I getting sick, I'm like, but I don't know that I can go to like the doctor or like the ER, because what if like our insurance coverage is just suddenly gone, and that's really awful and scary. So it's just been a week, you guys. I just feel like I'm not okay. But at the same time, it's like I still gotta take care of business, do what you need to do. But man, it has been a tough week. So anyway, that's just being really, really open and honest here. So that was just kind of adding to my stress and anxiety over it all. But yeah, just trying to take it one day at a time, as much as we can. But Look at how pretty this is coming together, you guys. It's so pretty. Before Micah kind of went downhill today, though, I did get a couple of things done around the house, and I'm curious if any of you have a similar experience with this, where do you feel, if you have like a partner, significant other, whatever, do you feel like you are more productive when they are not at home? Because that's where I'm at. And this is something I feel like I've noticed, but it still sort of makes me chuckle even still. But Adam had to leave mid-afternoon because he was helping out a friend with their film shoot. And there's like a group of people out here that do various kind of like independent, film projects and stuff like that. And they kind of always help each other out on each other's projects for, free and everything. So it's been a while since Adam's done one of those. And I'm really glad he got to go do that today. But anyway, he left around like 3:00. And shortly after he left, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go tackle going through the kids, their whole like toy area, like the set of shelves and stuff where we have like their toys. I was like, I've been meaning to go through those for a few months now. I meant to do it actually before Christmas, sort of make a little bit of space. And it's just like, let's get rid of some of the toys that, they've either outgrown or they don't play with anymore, and put them in the donate pile. So I ended up going through that today, and it took me just over an hour, and did try to do some, good cleaning and stuff back there too. But, where was I going with that? Oh, but I just feel like these are the kinds of projects, that I feel like I can tackle so much easier when my husband isn't home. And I don't know if it's like we just have different approaches to how we handle cleaning, because Adam does his part. This has been something we've discussed like a lot because it was a source of some tension and conflict early on in marriage. We've been married for 14 years now, to be 15 years this June. And we've been through like, oh my gosh, you guys, we have been through a lot. Currently still feels like we are going through a lot with job situation and all that. But all this to say that like I'm used to and I understand how Adam approaches cleaning, which is that he just needs to be able to do it in his own time. He'll take care of, his chores, like his household stuff that, he's responsible for. And if I ask him like, hey, can you take care of this thing? Yeah, he'll do it, but he wants to do it in his own time. Me, it's like if I feel the motivation and like the spark to like get something done, like a project done, I have to jump on it right away, because I don't know how long that motivation is gonna last. But it bothers me to be the only one that's cleaning. It bothers me to be the only one that's cleaning. I don't know if it's because I feel like I grew up in a house where I at least had this feeling of if someone's cleaning, then you should be finding a way to help out and be cleaning too, and taking care of your stuff. And so that's just really ingrained in me. So I think it's like when Adam's not here, it's like that's not even a factor. It's like, well, he's not here. So he's not here for me to be annoyed that he's here but not doing any cleaning alongside me. And again, I know it might sound like, oh, we should just tell him to start, like, do his thing while you're doing yours. Just trust me. Like, again, therapy, lots of conversations. Like, that's just not our dynamic. But it still bothers me. It still bothers me, like, on some kind of level, at least to the point where it's like I find it easier to suddenly get those bursts of energy when he's not here. So I jumped on it. I filled up like three trash bags to take to Savers, 3.5 trash bags to take to Savers. And it is so much cleaner and neater over there. I've been tackling more like just sort of around the house little things that I keep meaning to take care of. Lately, I think it has to do a little bit with this reverse seasonal affective disorder, where I feel more energized and happier in colder weather than I do when it's hot and stuff. So I think that's probably part of it. So I'm taking advantage. So that felt good to get that taken care of. So I have stuff in my trunk that I'll try to drop off tomorrow. And I should put in like a curbside pickup order from somewhere to like restock some of our like sickness supplies. We're running low on like crackers and ginger ale and what else do I need? Anyway, I should put in that order. I don't want to go into a store because I don't want to potentially expose anybody and all that. But yeah, so productivity, yay. As far as other updates, actually, I did have one other thought with that, because this kind of ended up turning into a little bit of a, like I was kind of musing over this with some friends about this idea of the invisible like workload. If we're going to talk about it in just generalizations, you typically hear this, oh, don't break. I just dropped my pen. Where did it go? Okay. Okay, all's well. My first reaction is like, oh, it's going to hit the ground. I'm on tile floor. Please don't break. Please don't break. It didn't break. Thank you. It broke. That's what I always think of. You know what I'm referencing. You're my new bestie. Okay, so sparked this conversation of the invisible workload, and in generalizations, this is usually referring to a workload that mothers end up carrying. And it's just sort of the keeping track of all the things, the having to just make sure various things get done, having to be in charge of telling other people what they should be doing to help out, those sorts of things. And it's, it's not as tangible a thing. And so sometimes it's like, if you're not the one carrying that and you don't conceptually understand it, then it seems like, well, it's just not a big deal. But it is something that you do hear a lot of people kind of talking about and exploring the concept of a little bit more. So I don't know. I feel that sometimes, and again, that's been part of conversations that Adam and I have had a lot, and really try to find ways to make it work, and ways to kind of take that some of that off my plate, so it feels like it's very much like a team effort. So I don't want it to be like I'm dumping on like my husband and, talking about how all the ways that he's, not doing, what he should be. I just want to be clear about that. But I don't know. It still is hard when it's like, but I do feel like I'm the person that's in charge of just sort of making sure bills get paid or X, Y, and Z. And, that just is what it is. But if you are one of those that sort of carries that invisible workload, if you're the CEO of everything and the household manager, just like, you're not alone, and it is a common thing. And I think it's easier said than done to sort of address it. But I don't know. If you guys have tips for that, you'll have to let me know in the comments. As far as other updates for the kiddos, there have been things going on that haven't been related to illness. So for one, Connor is kind of starting some initial, it's kind of like pre-orthodontics. We're not going into like braces or anything like that. He's still a bit young for that, but there's a couple things that the dentist was noticing and going, oh, we might want to, do this to just sort of correct like some things going on like with his teeth, to make sure there's enough room for like the adult teeth to come in and whatnot. And so we went in a few days ago, and Connor seemed, perfectly healthy and everything. And I talked to the dentist office about it to make sure that, it sounded like we were okay to come in. And they were taking scans of his mouth to do this, like, what do they call it? Like, it's not a lingual retainer. It's like a lingual space maintainer kind of thing. And if any of you have ever had like orthodontic work done, and if you remember like the process of getting fitted for a retainer, getting fitted for other mouth gear, like I had a palate expander at one point, for example. Do you remember how they took the molds of your teeth, how they put like that gooey stuff like in like this tray that then they had to put in your mouth, and you had to bite down on it and like hold for a certain amount of time? It was so gross. I just remember gagging and being like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, this is so gross. Well, they have new technology. They can do it all digitally. I kid you not. The like dental person, it wasn't the official like dentist, it was like one of the dental hygienists or whoever, like just had this wand. She just moved around in his mouth to take like all of these like pictures and everything. And I was like watching the screen as it's like creating this like map of his mouth, and they'll just take a digital, like that digital information to make this mold for him. And I'm like, what I wouldn't have given for this to be technology that existed when I was in braces and stuff, because oh my gosh, the old way of doing it was so gross. But Connor did great. He did awesome, and we'll go back in a few weeks, and like the equipment or whatever should be ready, and they'll be able to actually put it in. So there's that. Super, super exciting updates. And then Micah, we had a pretty big IEP meeting for him this past week, and had some really, really wonderful conversations with the IEP team. And after lots of like discussion and talking through lots of different like pros and cons and what we feel like will be the best fit and everything for Micah, we decided that he's ready to kind of move up into a less, in technical terms, like in education terms, a less restrictive class environment. That's the thing, like in the education sphere, is the idea of a least restrictive environment. And what this means is basically he's moving from a mod severe special ed class into a mild mod class. And it's very bittersweet. Like, it's very exciting. Like, we're celebrating that he's growing and thriving so much, and has achieved so much that like he's ready for this step. And this kind of thing is always the goal, of course. But the bummer is that our homeschool doesn't offer a mild mod class for his grade level. And so he's going to be going to a different school. And I just have really loved the past couple of years being able to have both kids at the same school. We get to walk there together, and my heart is just so full. I love, 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 love getting to walk to and from school every day with my kids. And so now it's like, it's just going to look a little different. And hopefully someday Micah will kind of graduate out of being in a special ed classroom entirely and be in a gen ed class like Connor did. But we're just always forever focused on like, what is the best fit? Like, what do we really feel like he is going to succeed and thrive in as far as his environment goes? So, I don't want to share, I feel like I've already shared kind of a lot, and I don't want to be one of those people that like overshares like about their kids too much. I feel like I'm regularly walking a really fine line with that. So I don't want to go too much further than that, just out of respect for them and their privacy. But that was kind of a big thing. So that's going to be happening here in, the near future. And sometimes with these changes, they will do them mid-year. We've been through this before as well. And so hopefully he'll handle that transition okay. He'll be very excited to get to start riding the bus again. We do have access to busing since he is a special ed kiddo. And so there will be a lot of fun things with that. And hopefully he settles in with his new teacher and his classmates and stuff pretty quickly. Yeah, just hopefully it's good all around. But it's also bittersweet because I love his current teacher. And honestly, I think his current teacher is the reason that he has succeeded so much. And I know it's like, help them grow and then watch them, fly. But I'm also like, but you're just so good with him. The aides in that class are amazing with him. They adore him. And I'm like getting a little teary. It's going to be a big change. I'm like, it hasn't been this way every year. Like, I don't think we've ever had any, like, what I think of as bad teachers, but it's rare. I think it's special when your kids click really well with a teacher, and when you click really well with the teacher, and it just, magic happens. And both my kids have clicked so well with their teachers this year. I love it. I absolutely love it. My heart is so full. And I just hope that the next teacher is a good fit for Micah too. I really, really do. So any positive thoughts you have to send our way for that and with the transition would be great. I am anticipating that, transitions are hard. There will probably be a little bit of like regression and some tough tough things to work through, just adjusting to new routine, new places and everything. We're going to do a meet and greet ahead of time so you can go and see his classroom and meet his teacher before the first day over there. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to just be like, okay, there'll be some tough days, I'm sure, as we adjust, but we'll get through it, and it'll be good in the long run. It'll be good in the long run. And then as far as what I have been reading and watching and listening to, reading, I once again do not have an update for you. I'm so sorry. I keep thinking I'm going to be ready to dive back into audiobooks. I just keep thinking, well, why don't I just pick up Iron Flame and just go ahead and read through Iron Flame and Onyx Storm while everyone's, chatting about those. It'd be fun. And then I just keep going, can't get into it. But then as far as watching goes, so Adam and I think as of last week, we had already finished Picard, and I think I mentioned as much. But this week we decided to actually start Star Trek Discovery, mostly because we want to watch Strange New Worlds, and I guess I need to watch... Adam's already watched Discovery. I don't know if he's watched all the seasons, but he's watched at least a few. And he's like, we need to watch a couple of seasons of Discovery before... he's like, it's better if you watch those before you start Strange New Worlds. He's like, and I haven't watched Strange New Worlds yet, so he's like, you should, if you like the show, if you try it and you like it, you should watch the first couple seasons of Discovery, and then we can watch Strange New Worlds together. And then he's ended up sitting in on me watching Discovery. He's like, let me know when you're watching it, and I'll come hang out and kind of watch the episodes alongside you. And we're, I think, 3 episodes in and out to season 1. And I like it. We were chatting about it a little bit. He was asking what I thought. I was like, I mean, the first couple episodes, I'm like, it feels like about any other show that you watch, including other Star Trek shows that we watch, where it feels like the first few episodes, even the first season sometimes feels like they're just trying to find their feet. They haven't, figured out what exactly the actors' best strengths are. They haven't really figured out exactly what they want the characters to really be and what works. So I said, so I just am kind of used to it. I didn't think it was offensively bad or anything. I was like, no, I enjoyed it. I'm having fun, having a good time. It's Star Trek. I'm enjoying getting into more new Trek. So enjoying that. I know I had said in some previous videos, oh, we should watch Lower Decks or something, right? But I think we're just we're not quite there yet, but we will. We're just gonna keep working our way through it. We're nerds. Eventually we'll maybe make our way through most of New Trek. And then as far as what I've been listening to, not a ton that's super new. Did anyone watch the Grammys tonight? I did not. I looked at pictures of some of the pretty outfits. I looked at a couple of the winners, but I just feel I'm mostly too out of touch with most pop music to even really appreciate it. And also just, I don't know, it has kind of a weird vibe with the recent fires and everything. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't. But if you watched it and you enjoyed it, what was your favorite moment of it? Oh. And as far as what I have coming this week, so I have to play a lot of this week by ear. Because if I get sick, I'm obviously going to take some time off from videos. I don't have any backup videos filmed at this point. I kind of went through my backlog, my backup videos. So I will be a little bit hosed if I get sick. I'm not going to have content. But you guys never give me a hard time about taking time off when I did it. But if I go on my trip, I really am going to try to have some videos filmed ahead so that those can still go up while I'm gone, because I don't want to just totally disappear. I would like to do some dedicated post reviews on some of the kits I worked on in January. I also have some unboxings to do. I have in hand my sneak peek for Diamond Art Club for this week, which I am pretty excited about. I think it's a really, really amazing kit, and I think a lot of you are going to be pretty happy about it too. So, but I have that, so I'll be able to film that ahead, actually, before I go out of town if I am able to go on my trip. I would really like to open up. I have some Pixels orders that have been sitting for a while that I would like to open up, and some other like small shop unboxings that have been sitting for longer than I would like. So unboxings, reviews, maybe opening up like my temperature cross stitch materials for you guys and talking a little bit about the process of doing a temperature diamond painting. Those are just a handful of different possibilities of things you will see this week. But yeah, any positive vibes, healthy thoughts you have to send our way, I would be eternally grateful for it. And I am sending them your way as well, especially if you are sick or are around people that are sick. I just really, really, really hope that you stay healthy. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video, though. I know it's a little on the shorter, just a tiny bit on the shorter side. I usually get to the full hour mark, but I am out of things to chat about, and I'm actually thinking I do want to go check on Micah just to make sure that nothing happened that I ended up not hearing. But yeah, so let's see. If you made it all the way to the end, let's go with just your favorite, a pink emoji. Emoji has pink in it because this has just been a pink-tastic kind of set of accessories. Actually, not that much pink in this section, but pink anyway, because the accessories are pink. So, okay, you guys, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Thanks for coming along for the ride for this one. It's, yeah, like I said, just been kind of a week, and some weeks are just like that. So I hope you are doing well, my friends. Like I said, let me know in the comments how you're doing, what you were working on while we chatted, and anything that you want me to send you positive thoughts and prayers and vibes about. So thanks for keeping me company today. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos. I'd love to have you here. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope you are doing well and taking care, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.